Hello guys, Kai here. Okay, so as many travelers will know, there are tons of things that are amazing about traveling, tons of things that you may like about traveling. Spain, there are tons of things I like, but for the sake of this video, I only want to talk about the top 5, because if I were to talk about all of them, this would be a very long video. Okay, first and foremost, I want to say that there are things that I don't like about Spain, but I'll probably talk about that in another video. We'll see. For the sake of this video, I want to start with the positives. Let's talk about the 5th thing I like, because I don't want to start out with number 1 because I want to keep you in suspense. So let's talk about number 5, the culture. Okay. I want to say that the culture in Spain, it's very rich, so diverse. It's like when you're in, for example, Barcelona, because I know a lot of Americans, they love going to Barcelona. It's like when I think of Spain, I think of Barcelona or Madrid. They have a good culture. They have a very unique culture as well, but when you travel to other places in Spain, it's like the culture is drastically different. And I like this because each place, they're called autonomous communities in Spain, and they have their own language, they have their own customs, they even have their own, I think you would say, costumes? No, one of my friends got mad when I said that. Outfits, you know, to their culture. And some of these outfits I had never even seen, because when you're in the US and you watch television and they show Spain, they show like the flamenco dress. There are different types of outfits all over the place. I was shocked. And then they each have their own unique story and history. This was amazing because I learned so many things. That brings us to number 4, the people. So Spain is a very extroverted country. The people are very friendly. I haven't had any problems, well, except for that one time in Barcelona, and I think I talked about that in one of my videos. But the majority of the people that I've interacted with have been very friendly, very welcoming. They want to talk to you, they want to get to know you. Like, oh, where are you from? And they're very close. They're very close. This was kind of funny because we were talking about this. I was talking about this with my friends, and they were like, well, my American friends, and they were telling me like, oh wow, because you know here in the US it's like, you see someone down the street, they see you, you don't know them, and then you don't say anything. But in Spain, it's like, you're in a place and you see another Spanish person and you're, for example, you're talking to someone and they overhear, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then they want to get into the conversation. They always smile, they know how to have a balance of work and life, which is what I love. When I was in the US, I worked so much, it was like, I don't have time to do anything else. But here, it's the exact opposite. People here are very relaxed, very chill, but sometimes I think they're a bit too relaxed, especially here in the Canary Islands. Anyway, this brings me to number 3, the history. No, the nightlife. Spain has a booming nightlife. There's always something to do. You go out, even at late at night, you see tons of people going to bars, going to clubs, just enjoying their life. There's always a fair, there's always a party. It's like, you know, I'm an introvert, and a lot of times I don't want to go out. Everyone's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And you go out and I'm like, wow, there's a party down the street. I have no idea what this party is for, but there's alcohol and food. Okay, let's go. Usually it's like, they could party too much, but it's like if you basically you will never get bored. You will never get bored by coming to Spain. If you're bored on a Monday night, for example, or Tuesday night, you go out, you will find something. This was something I had never seen before, and it was basically everywhere I went in Spain was like this. It wasn't just specific to a particular region, in my experience. That being said, let's go to number 2, friends. I guess this goes back to the people, but it is very easy to make friends in Spain. I was shocked. I mean, usually when you meet people, well, in the US, it's difficult. You meet people, you know, you want to be friends, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And then on top of that, you meet someone and you don't speak the same language, so you think, well, this isn't gonna go anywhere because we can't even communicate. As you know, I didn't speak Spanish when I first arrived. I met people who didn't speak English and they wanted to get to know me, so they took out their phone and used Google Translate. They introduced me to their friends, we would all hang out together, have a beer, take the phone, talk, and pass it around. Like, I had never had this experience before. I was like, wow. Which is why I get confused when I see a lot of foreigners that only have friends of their group and then they say, well, it's difficult. And I'm like, what's difficult about it? Try. You're not trying. Just go out and talk to people. I went to language exchanges and made a ton of friends. I was scared at first, and they came up to me and they were like, hey, you know, where are you from? And they showed a genuine interest in getting to know you. And when I left to come to the Canary Islands, my friends in the peninsula have still came here to visit me, and I have went there to visit them. We still keep in contact, and it is awesome. That being said, let's go to number 1, the food. Yes, I have to say, the food is amazing. I really didn't know what to expect when I came to Spain about the food because, well, for one, I didn't know anything about Spanish food. My mom would make Spanish rice when she made enchiladas, but now that I think about it, it doesn't make any sense, but it was good. Coming here, I tried the food. I was like, oh my God, this might be my new favorite. I don't know, you know, I don't even have words to describe how delicious the food is. I mean, it's basically Mediterranean food. You have things like tortilla de patatas, paella, and a bunch of other things. One of the things I'm very grateful for is that I had my friends cook the food, so I got that authentic, home-cooked Spanish food, and I can tell you, it did not disappoint. I was amazed. I noticed that Spain also tries to copy food from other cultures like we do in the US, but I think Americans, we take it to a different level. We'll take food from other cultures and try to make it our own, and then people from said culture will try the food and they're like, what the hell is this? Well, I'm gonna tell you that Spain, they do this, but it actually tastes good too. Hamburgers, French fries, you know, your basic American stuff. And it tastes, I don't know what is in the food, but it tastes good. But something is weird, they always put fried egg on their hamburgers, which I'm not used to, and then they'll say like, this is the American hamburger, and I'm like, no, this is not American hamburger. I usually take the fried eggs out because I don't know, I like eggs and hamburgers, I just don't like them together. Also, the food in general is a lot more healthy than American food, and I think that's why Spanish people live so long. They live longer than Americans, despite the fact that they drink and smoke way more than Americans. Food is also cheaper, so I was actually surprised how cheap it was to go out and eat every day. Although I prefer to cook at home, but you know, when your friends want to go out and have a good time and have dinner, I always, you know, I'm like, okay, cool, I have a little extra change, we can go out. I think the food is good, I eat lots of it. Tons of people, you know, it's funny too because there are not a lot of fat people here in Spain, and I might do a video on that also in the future because that blew my mind. I would say if you come to Spain, try the food. You can try the commercial food, tapas, paella, you know, or try the home-cooked food like I did, and you will love it. That's all for this video. I hope you like it. If you have any comment suggestions, if you have been to Spain, if you have tried the food, please leave me a comment. I would love to hear about your experience, and don't forget to subscribe. Hasta luego. Ciao.